Good afternoon, everyone. This is
Yes.
Emily and Dean. We are here from Milan Merivili. We're talking about haunted houses today, a spooky topic. So, just to introduce myself a little for anyone watching, I'm Emily and I'm from the UK, originally from the middle of England. And I'm here with my colleague.
Hi. Yes. So I'm Jadine. I'm the one that you can see. I am also from England, but I am from the south. As Emily said, she's from the middle. But our accents are very similar, except for a few words like bar,
Yes.
which you'll hear, I'm sure, as we continue. Um, so we are both teachers in Milan at Via Meravigli. And for everyone watching or everyone who will join us, whether or not it's your first webinar, just introduce yourselves and we'll try and make it as interactive as possible as we go
Mhm.
through.
Absolutely. There are lots of noises today, lots of fun words about noises. So please, we are embarrassing ourselves saying them here on video. So you say them along with us at home.
See,
It's a
now I'm
very
quite scared. This is my first haunted house focus activity.
ah,
I'm not really sure what's gonna happen.
just like a haunted house. I think that's the perfect
Ooh.
way to approach this. Woo. So
Well,
yeah,
we
it's
all
a
need
very, very
this
fun
thrill
topic.
every now and again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Well, I
excited.
thought with all the seriousness going on in the world, it's nice to have some silliness as well. So hopefully
Okay.
that will fill some of that hole for us. Jodine, do you
Okay.
like haunted houses? Have you ever been to one?
Um, I have. I did enjoy them. But I went into a haunted house. So for anyone who doesn't know, a haunted house is like a scary ride you go
Hmm.
through in a theme park or in a fun fair, usually. And you sit in a little car and you go around and things jump out at you or fall on you. Um, but the last time I went in a haunted house was last year, and actually I realized that they're not very scary and they're really
Okay.
poorly made.
Yeah.
Like when I was a child, they used to terrify me. It was really fun. It was really
Mm.
dark and spooky, but actually it's not been that dark and you can kind of do everything.
Oh wow.
So
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like a good haunted house. Do you like them, Emily? Oh,
Mm.
and hi, Daniela. Hi, Alessandra. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi. I haven't been to a haunted house in an amusement or theme park in a while, but I love the idea of really old houses that are just at the edge of a village or at the end of a
Oh,
city and are just like a
you mean
local haunted house.
actual haunted houses, like with
I love
real
the
ghosts
idea.
and ghouls and
Yeah.
that's horrible, Emily.
No.
That's
No.
horrible.
I want to be a ghost in a haunted house. Like, wouldn't that be so fun? It just no.
No, no, that's my nightmare. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll be a bit scared by this focus activity then, but don't worry, it's
Maybe,
not too bad.
maybe
Okay.
I'm starting to feel very nervous. I'm just glad that this is happening. It's 2 in the afternoon, not
I
1
will
in the morning.
guide you through it. I will be the
Okay,
Virgil to your Dante.
okay, okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
So we have noises, we have a bit of grammar later on, we have modal perfects, and we have
Oh,
writing a
exciting.
poem. Maybe we'll see if we get to that. But
Okay,
don't worry, we won't force anyone to write a poem. Um, okay, but to start with, sorry, Jadine, a bit more scary, this question. So, what might you find in a haunted house? So, please write in the comments what you think. any ideas
Yeah,
at all.
sure. So don't forget, everyone watching, please, if you have any questions, then ask us. We will answer them all.
Absolutely.
And if you want to answer our questions as well, then it's for everyone. So you're all welcome to answer them. But what might you find in a haunted house? So I think a ghost, a ghost or a poltergeist.
Mm. A
I would
poltergeist
say
is like a nice ghost, right?
I don't know if it's a nice ghost. But I think it's a ghost that's not evil. So
Okay.
like a spirit that just wants to play tricks on you and scare you, but isn't
Mhm.
evil. Um, a ghost is I think just a dead person.
Mhm.
Someone who hasn't moved on. But then I don't know what you'd call a really evil spirit.
I don't know, maybe a phantom, something like that.
Maybe,
I think there is a
maybe.
word, but I still can't remember it at the moment. Maybe it will come back to
Oh,
me.
like
Um,
cool. Okay, so Daniela says she expects to find ghosts, the dark, spiders,
yeah,
or spider, just
spiders.
one spider. Daniela, I think
Oh,
probably more. Mm, spider
um,
webs.
spider webs. Yeah,
Yes,
which
that's
you.
true. So we can call these cobwebs actually. Um, it's the same meaning, but just if there are lots of spider webs, usually we say cobwebs. Bats. There are bats, probably also coronavirus.
Oh, see, I'm more scared. Some of these elements are scarier to me than the house itself.
What do you think you'd find in a haunted house, Emily?
Uh, I think a lot of dirt. I think it would be very dirty. Um,
Okay. Also
I
maybe dusty.
completely. Also, I think I missed what you said there.
I said also dusty,
Mm,
probably.
definitely. I agree. Yeah. Lots of animals, probably spiders and bats, as Daniela has said. Maybe we'll move to the next question now. So, any adjectives
Okay.
related to the word haunted?
So the word haunted. So yeah, I think scary, spooky,
Hmm.
creepy. Oh, Daniela thinks we'll find cats. Why cats?
Oh, I'm on board with that. I like cats. I would like to see cats in a haunted house. So, yeah, so we have scary, we have spooky and creepy. I think those are all great, great words. Okay. Okay, I think Jodine is having some issues. Are you back with us?
Hello. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, my connection has not been very good today. But I will always come back. Don't fear.
Okay, great. So we said scary, you said spooky and creepy, which I've just written down for you. If you want the
Okay, so
spelling.
Emily, how would you describe the Hey Lavinia, no problem.
Hey.
We have a delay as well, but nice to meet you. Um,
Yeah.
how would you describe the difference between spooky and creepy, Emily?
Mm. So spooky, I think, is often related to the supernatural. So when you talk about things
Okay.
like ghosts, or haunting, we often use spooky. Creepy is more like a little strange and scary. Maybe if there is a very suspicious person that you see, that maybe someone follows you, you can say that was a
Mm,
creepy person. It was
yeah, and I
someone
also think
who
I also think something
unsettled
creepy,
me.
yeah, is something that makes you uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the difference. Creepy is maybe for real situations, um, and
Hmm.
spooky is supernatural.
Yeah,
Scary is
no, I think
very
that's
very
that's a
general.
nice distinction. Yeah, I think we
Mm.
all are quite comfortable with scary.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we talked about number three, but Lavinia, who just joined us, or Daniela, have you ever been in a haunted house?
That could be the
either.
ride. Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry, as you were saying, Emily, that could be the ride or into an actual haunted house.
Yeah.
Or do you think somewhere you've been or somewhere you've stayed has been haunted? Has anything spooky or creepy happened that made you think that you were not alone? I don't know. I
Yeah.
hope not. I hope not, but
I
it will
hope not.
probably be more interesting for the lesson
Yeah.
if you have. So let us know.
Yeah. I just want to, because we are talking about the word haunted, I just want to make another note here. So
Sure.
you can have to haunt as a verb, and that can be in a supernatural sense. It can also just mean you go somewhere often. So if you haunt a particular cafe, it means I go there every day. I spend a lot of time in that place. Okay.
Nice.
And you can
Really
also
nice.
say somewhere is a haunt. You can say that cafe is one of my haunts. It's somewhere I spend a lot of time.
Yeah. No, I like that. I don't think that gets used enough, but I do like it. A cafe or a pub, a shop that you go to a lot, you can say it's a haunt. Okay, so Daniela, no, I haven't. I do not like it. Good, I'm with
Yes.
you. And Lavinia, neither. So we say neither did I, but we can say neither have I. Because don't forget, we're talking about all of our experiences in the past up until now, all of our life experience. We can say I haven't rather than I didn't, which talks about one time. And Alessandro, no, but I've been in a haunted hotel in Budapest in front of a psychiatric hospital with an atmosphere similar to Gomorrah. What's Gomorrah, Emily?
So Gomorrah, I think it might be on a TV series, but also it's from the Bible, which is like a really terrible city, a really terrible place in the Bible.
Oh, horrible. Did you
Yeah.
enjoy it, Alessandra? And also one more thing. This was very, very nicely written. Um, but instead of saying we've been in a haunted house, we say we've been to a haunted house or we've stayed in or stayed at. Because if we use the word been with the same meaning as to go or I went or to go, we always use the preposition to because we think of it as a direction. Whereas if you use a word like stayed, where we are in one location for a period of time, we can use at or in.
Yeah, really nice point there. Really useful. And Alessandra, let us know, did you choose the haunted hotel or did it just end up being haunted?
We're like, wow, this hotel is so cheap, but then you found out why. Maybe it wasn't
Yes,
worth the bargain.
you had to share the room with a ghost.
Oh,
And do you
okay.
believe in ghosts? Jadine, do you believe in ghosts?
Um, I think probably no, I don't. I don't know if it's because I don't like the idea of them. I do know some stories from friends or just people I've met where very creepy or unusual things have happened to them that don't really have a reason, but I don't think I do believe in ghosts. No. What about you, Emily? And everyone else as well.
No, I think I'm similar to you. I don't believe in it really. I think Daniela also just said that. Um, but yeah, I quite like the idea of something we can't explain. But I think, like you, Daniela, I would prefer not to meet them. So
And Alessandra has told us as well. It was a school trip. What a horrible, horrible trip. Why?
that's
Why would they make
amazing.
you stay there? If I was your mother, Alessandro, I would have written a very strongly worded letter.
It's
Horrible.
Sounds amazing. I don't think the teachers would know before that the hotel was haunted, but still, it's it's very funny.
God.
Okay,
Okay. Cool.
we'll move on at this point. So here we have a quiz now. So please do tell us as we go through it what you think the answers are. Okay. So these are about sounds that different animals make. Okay.
Okay, and
So
I'm assuming these are quite scary or creepy sounds then, that if you would hear them in the night, maybe if you
mhm,
were walking alone somewhere and you heard these noises, you would be
yes.
a little bit frightened.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Are you frightened when you hear a sound in the night generally?
Um, I have been frightened in the past. The first time I heard a fox make a
Mm,
noise, actually. So for those of you who don't know what a fox is kind of like a dog with a really big bushy tail and it's
mhm.
red. It's a red color.
Yes, that's right. Okay, that looks quite similar to this wolf. We have a picture of a wolf on the right.
Mm,
Fox is maybe more urban, more about cities.
definitely more urban. So the
Hmm.
first time I ever heard a fox make a noise at night, I didn't know what it was. And it sounded to me exactly like a screaming woman or like
Wow,
a crying. I don't know if you've ever heard one, Emily, or any of
I
you
don't
have ever
think
heard a fox make a cry, but I suggest that you YouTube it afterwards because it's just very strange and
yeah,
yeah, very unsettling.
very, yeah. Okay, I'll have to Google that afterwards. Yeah, I know sometimes when there is a noise in the house, which I think we will talk about later, then that can be frightening, even if it's just what we call the house settling, if it's just the house moving naturally.
I see. Okay, cool.
Okay, so maybe we will start to answer these questions, but please on the comments give your opinions as well. So, Jadine, what do you
Mm.
think for the first one? Could you read
Well,
it for us?
we can read. Sure, we can read them first. So
Mhm.
the first question is, what animal might howl? Okay, so is it A, an owl, B, a wolf, or C, a bear? The second is, what might creak? An old door, an old lady, or an old record player? Although I think this one probably has two answers. Sometimes I creak. What might pop? A cat, a beer bottle, or a balloon? So just
Okay, great.
based on those words, guys, have you ever heard the words howl, creak, or pop before? Do you already know what they mean? And if not, then maybe Emily would like to demonstrate them.
Okay, I will be the dramatic one. So yes,
Okay.
generally words that are related to noises, we can they are spelled very similarly to how they are pronounced in nature. So if I go to pop first, then you can see the two p sounds are very explosive. Yeah, so pop. You can imagine that something is bursting, something is exploding. Um,
Exploding is definitely. Oh, hi, Alice.
Hi, Alice,
Welcome.
welcome.
Join us. Join us for the quiz. Do you believe in
Yes.
ghosts?
Yes, a very fun and strange topic today. And the
Definitely.
idea of the word reflecting the sound is the same for the other two words. So how is you can imagine that spelled very
Oh,
similarly.
oh.
Exactly.
Okay, so excellent, Daniela. So for the third one, Daniela says balloon. Yes,
Yeah, that's
but
correct.
be careful with the spelling because it's double L and double O.
Mm-hmm.
An old door and a wolf. Perfect.
Perfect. Great.
So
you're
I
right.
made a little joke about this one. Because a creak is kind of a noise that goes. What do you think?
That's a
And
good one.
often I creak actually because I don't stretch enough. So sometimes when I move, you can hear my bones. So, it's
Yeah, that's a good
not
one.
great. And then
Yeah.
okay, perfect. So a wolf would howl. Wonderful.
That's great. So these are all quite useful dramatic words. Okay, so we might not do we might do all of these, but here are some more animals and
Oh
sounds
no,
they
I,
make.
I like them. Okay, so we'll
Yes,
we'll we'll read out the sounds and the animals first, and it would be great if you can
yes,
answer based on what you think the animal's noise is.
yes. Please
And
give the number of the question when
yes,
you
and if
answer.
you are unable, then we can make the noises and you can see. So Lavinia has said how so we would say what do you call the sound made by an animal? So that would be these noises. We give a name to the different animal sounds. So as we said, a wolf howls, but we don't have one word that I know of. Anyway, Emily, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
No.
For the noises that animals make, we have different
Yeah.
words. So humans speak, wolves
hmm
howl, and then we have this list.
hmm Yeah, I think in general you can talk about animal sounds as Jodine did, or animal noises if you want to be
Mm.
very, very general, but there isn't a specific word that I know of either.
No, and
Okay.
I think between us, we know a lot of words. So.
We hope so. That is our job. Okay,
Okay.
so I will read out the sounds, and then Jadine, maybe you can read out the animals after.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect, perfect.
so we have number one, bark. Number two, squeak. Three, oink. Four, chirp. Five, hoot. Six, roar. Seven, meow. Eight, bah. Nine, howl. And 10, cock-a-doodle-doo, which is maybe one that you haven't seen before, the final one.
But definitely a very accurate noise.
Yes,
So
and very, very British as well, I believe, that one.
I think so. I'm surprised croak isn't on there, which is the noise of
Mm,
a frog. But okay,
yes.
so the animals we have, which I hope you're all familiar with, but let me know if you are unsure, is a cat, a dog, a bird, a rooster. A rooster is just a male chicken. So it's just the name we give to a chicken that is a male or man. Um, an owl, a lion, a mouse, a pig, a wolf, and you should know this one because we just did the wolf, and
Mhm.
also a sheep. So I think the
Yeah.
first one is maybe well known. What do you think? Which of these animals bark? We
Yeah.
will give you just
Please.
a minute to put some of your answers in.
Mhm.
But yes, as Emily has put down here, we say a frog croaks, which is quite
Mhm.
common.
Yeah.
Excellent, Lavinia. Yes, so a dog barks. Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. And it's
I like that.
also
Daniela's just supported. Yeah.
okay. Amazing. It's also worth remembering as we go through this list that many of them we can also use to refer to humans as well, and to the tone of voice, to the way people speak. So bark, for
Mm,
example, if a human barks, it's maybe they're quite angry, they're quite
yeah.
stern, quite severe, and they're giving orders or commands.
Yeah, it's true. We often say someone barked an order at me, and it's just when they're quite aggressive and short, with the way they speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if any of you work in a restaurant or any service industry like that, you have probably had people bark at you before, maybe angry customers or frustrated people.
Mm. Or head chefs as well, if any of
Mhm.
you are chefs. Oh, sorry, I've written loudly, but I should say loudly.
Mhm.
Forgive me. Yeah, like Gordon Ramsay. If anyone's a fan of Gordon Ramsay in his kitchen or the chefs on MasterChef, they often
Yeah.
bark the orders, just very short, quick, but quite aggressive um ways to tell people what to do.
Mhm.
So
Okay, so
in
maybe,
contrast, then,
yeah, so number two, I don't think we have any answers yet. So if I tell you what it means for a human first, maybe you can think about what animal it could be. So if a
mm,
human squeaks, it's when you are very shy, very uncertain, and you speak very quietly. Yeah,
mm,
very uncertain there. Very small voice. And the
exactly. So
animal.
which animal, guys, do you think would speak in a very small, quiet voice
Mhm.
out of these? Okay, Emily, do you
So the
know?
animal is a mouse, I believe. A
Yes,
mouse speaks.
exactly, perfect. And for the third one, oink, we would never really use this to describe a human. We'd never
No.
say a human oinks, although you can be quite rude and say a human is like this animal.
Yes, that's
So
right.
it's rather an oh, Daniela did answer, but the answer it's just come in late. Mouse,
Okay,
exactly.
amazing.
So number
Thank you,
two was
Daniel.
mouse. Well done.
Mhm.
Um,
Ah,
yes, and perfect. Okay,
ah,
so pigs oink.
that's absolutely right. Yes.
Wow, so good, so fast. Yes,
You're on a
and
roll, Daniela, on fire.
incredible. So, can we say that humans chirp though, Emily? So we cannot say humans oink.
Hmm. Yes,
But did
I
we
think
ever
we
describe
can.
people? Yes. Okay.
It's,
How?
yeah, so this one is slightly less common. But if someone chirps, they speak very happily, they're very upbeat. Maybe someone like a teacher could chirp, maybe, especially someone working with young children sometimes. Someone who's very positive and quite has a
Yeah.
musical voice, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Um, if we always have the argument, is someone a morning person or a night person?
Mhm.
And maybe if you are not very happy in the morning, but you know someone who is always happy when they wake up, and they
Mhm.
come and they say, "Oh, good morning. How are you? Do you want coffee?" You can describe this person as being chirpy, uh,
Mhm.
which can be a little bit annoying if you're not if you're not also like that. I like
Absolutely.
them. I like a chirpy person.
Yes, I am not one, but I like them. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So number five, hoot.
Hoot. Again, this
Hoot.
one is not used quite so often in my experience,
So
but is
we can't use hoot to describe a person's voice, but we can describe some people, or definitely in America, as
Mhm.
a hoot.
Yeah.
What do you think I would mean, Emily, if I said, "Oh, that person is a real hoot"?
So a person is a hoot means they are very funny.
Yeah.
So you can also say someone hoots with laughter as well. We probably don't use it without the with laughter for a human.
Okay, so
Um,
Lavinia has said a rooster, which is
hmm,
close because
it is
it
close.
is a bird that hoots, but it's not a rooster.
Yeah, it's actually an owl that hoots.
Yes, and if you've ever heard an owl, like Emily said, a lot of these noises are onomatopoeic, which is
Mhm.
that the right word, Emily?
That
Which
is
means
right.
it's spelt the way it sounds. So like
Mhm.
a bang is like a big loud explosion, whereas a hoot, if you've ever heard an owl, it tends to go hoo hoo,
Mhm. Ooh,
and so
ooh.
yeah, exactly, it's a very similar noise um to what we call it. Also, you can let us know if you have words in Italian, or if any of our French or Spanish people are watching.
Mm.
Then let us know what these animal sounds are in your language as well. Maybe some of them are similar, or maybe they are completely different.
Yes, I can't remember what it is in French, but I believe it's something interesting. I think there's some idiom or something like that about
Okay.
frogs, how they speak. Maybe let's go to the next one. So
Mm-hmm.
roar, you might know this one already, some of
I
you.
think so. Can a person roar?
A person can roar if they are very angry or if they're laughing a lot. Again, you can roar with laughter. And as
Exactly,
Daniela said,
Daniela. A
a
lion.
lion.
Mm.
That's right. Okay, so for the next one, Jadine, can a human meow? Okay, I'm not sure Jadine's connection is working at the moment, so maybe I will just continue for now. So meow, a person cannot meow. This is only for the animal, and as you can hear, that's quite onomatopoeic again. Meow. Okay,
I
Jadine,
came back.
with us?
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, we have some people saying sheep and some people saying cat. You are absolutely right. It is a cat. A cat meows. Yeah, and this is not common now, but there was a very common expression in the past that said if someone is the cat's meow, it means they are amazing. You can say someone is the cat's meow, and I really want that to come back because I like it.
I like that, the cat's meow.
Yeah. Okay. So we have three more. So, and the animals we have remaining are we have, uh, what do we have remaining? We have a wolf, we have sheep, and we have rooster. Those are the three
Yes.
animals we have
Well,
left.
Daniela has answered this one for us, and she said a sheep,
Mm-hmm.
which exactly,
Yes. And again,
exactly.
that's only for the animal, it's not for humans, that one.
Yeah. So the next one you should all know.
Yes. So we will reveal that immediately. That is a wolf, as we saw earlier. Okay. Which means finally we have a rooster. If an animal wakes you up, it was probably a rooster in the morning saying cock a doodle doo like that.
Yeah, it's very, very annoying. If you've ever stayed on a farm with chickens, it will wake you up in the morning as
Yes.
soon as the sun rises.
Yes, it's very frustrating. Okay, so I think now we have the question, can you think of any other sounds for each of these animals? So we we may not go through all of them because some of the answers on the screen are quite strange to me. Some of them aren't um, as common. But if we talk about some other sounds, so for a dog, if we just talk about woof, woof is again this kind of onomatopoeic sound you can hear a dog make.
Mm, whereas a rough tends to be more when a dog is feeling aggressive or angry.
Mm-hmm.
It can growl.
Yes. Okay. So maybe mouse. Squeal. So squeal is very similar to squeak. Squeal you can use for any animal when it's in pain. So
Mm.
like a really high-pitched, horrible sound you make when an animal is in pain, or even
Kind of
when a
like a
human is
scream.
in pain, or a scream as well. Yeah.
But saying that, you can also say someone is squealing with laughter. Um,
Yeah.
and that again, it's like a very high pitched noise, a squeal.
Mhm. Yes, that's a good point. Absolutely. When it's a human, it can be laughter as well. Okay. A pig can also squeal and also snort. It's like that.
Some people
That
snort when they
sound.
laugh.
Yes. Or if someone says something and you think it's ridiculous, you can snort. You can say, "I can't believe you think that." Okay. It's just that sound you make through your nose. Okay. A bird, we probably have a lot for a bird. Jodine, can you think of any bird sounds?
Probably a tweet.
Mm.
Tweet. So if any of you use Twitter, I don't, but I'm pretty sure the logo is of a bird on Twitter.
Mhm.
And when you give a tweet, when you send a tweet, it's because it's the noise that a bird makes. So
Yeah, exactly, which is quite a nice idea, really. I think we will skip the owl one. Growl is quite a good one. So if an animal, again, this can be lots of different animals. If an animal growls, it's quite aggressive. It's like an aggressive noise you can make. And that is the same for humans as well. If you're quite angry, but you are not shouting, you're still speaking at a normal volume, you can growl.
I think it's like preparing to fight. Really,
Yes.
when an animal growls, it's not a full noise that they're giving you, but it's like a threat.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Okay. Cat. If we just talk about the first one, this is a nice noise to purr. It's like a noise of pleasure that an animal, normally a cat, makes. A lion can also purr because it's a type of cat. You can use this for humans, maybe.
Okay.
Not
It's,
too
it's
dramatic.
similar, but
Yeah,
it's more descriptive than anything. Humans don't actually purr, but if you describe someone as purring, it's because they're receiving pleasure in some way.
yeah, they're really happy in that moment. Okay, I think we might move on from this now because the last few animals are probably less interesting, less common to talk about, and I want to
Right.
get to the grammar for a couple of minutes. Okay,
Yes.
so here is the situation, horrible situation. We've probably all
Uh,
this. Okay. So you hear a loud bang. So when you want to talk about what's possible or what's not possible in a situation in the past, you can use what we call modal perfects. So we have these modal perfects on the left here. So we have must have been, it couldn't have been, it could have been, should have, wouldn't have, and might have. So most of these, as some of you will know, most of these are very, very similar to the present tense modals. The main one that's different is must have. So must have is not talking about obligation. Must
no.
have is talking about something you are sure about, something that
Mm,
definitely happened. Okay.
mm.
Um,
But
mm, mm,
without having the solid evidence, I would say
yes.
it's more from a conclusion. So if you're sure about
Mhm,
something that's happened, even though you don't have the proof, then you
mhm.
can say this must have happened. I've made the conclusion based on the possibilities. So this is what must have happened. This must have been right.
Yeah. But even though, as Jodine says, there is no solid evidence really for any of these modal perfects, must have is more.
No, if we had, I was going to say, if we had the solid evidence, probably instead of using a modal perfect, we would just use the past simple or perfect. So this happened.
Yeah, probably. Although if you are maybe a detective, if you are coming to a conclusion through evidence, if you are talking about your thought process, then you could still use the modal perfects there.
That's true. That's true.
One other thing to mention is that some, like should have and would or wouldn't have, is more about regret. It's more about things that you wish you did in the past instead of what you actually did. Okay, so it's talking about alternative past tenses there. So should have, I always describe as advice for your past self. Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. I like that.
I am well versed in that. I give my past self a lot of advice.
No.
Okay, so maybe we will work through these, but please, as always, tell us your opinions in the comments. What do you think the answers are? Okay, and if you have any other questions about modal perfects or anything else, let us know also. So, Jodine, would you like to take number 1? What do you think it must have been?
Hello. Yes, sorry, am I back?
Yes, you are. Okay. So, what?
Sorry.
Okay. Maybe I'll take number 1 if your connection is struggling. Okay. So must have been. We are looking for an object there. So it's not possible to be A. It's not possible to be D or C. So we have either B, E, or F. So I think the most likely is the cat. I think B is the most likely. So it must have been the cat.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Okay. So I am just saying there is probably more than one possibility for most of these. Yeah, I would agree with Alessandro. 1B, because you have the reason, you know the
Yes,
cat,
and also
you know the
Lavinia.
cat is the troublemaker, so it's the most likely. Okay, Lavinia, we have 2E. Okay, and you are absolutely right. This is not possible. Good. 3, I think we had a 3. Lavinia, again, we have F. Yeah, so it could have been the wind. That's absolutely right. Yes, we don't know, but it's windy outside, so it seems possible, it seems likely.
Okay, so this is something logical and possible.
So now we have number 4. Maybe I'll give you a minute to think about that one. So remember, should have is more about regret, it's more about my actions. Okay. So, Jodie, what do you think for this one?
So for number 4, I should have. So if we look at what we've got left, checked all the doors and windows, forgotten to close the shutters, and stayed here if I known it was haunted. I think obviously for C, that's not a regret.
Mm-hmm.
For D, also probably not a likely regret. I can't imagine someone saying I should have stayed somewhere
Very
that
true.
was haunted. So probably the most likely is A, that I should have checked all the doors and windows to make sure they were shut. Agrees with me as well.
Okay,
So I'd say 4A.
Alessandra. Yes, that's absolutely right. Okay. And number 5, would have or wouldn't have is again sometimes about regret. And would, most of you will know from conditionals as well. So it's talking about a possible, an alternative past if you acted differently. So actually, yeah, we have 5D. So I wouldn't have stayed here, absolutely. It's saying, I regret staying here. I would have done something in the past differently. You have the if that's very common with would. That's brilliant, Alessandra. I think we have the final one. Again, yeah.
Yes.
So I might have forgotten. That's great. I might have forgotten to close the shutters. So maybe I forgot. It's possible that I forgot. That's brilliant. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, great, everybody. If there are any questions, again, let us know. Write them now. Just one thing, although it's just my opinion, and Emily, maybe you agree or not. But I'd say the difference between should and would is that should is kind of they can both be like regrets. But should is for something that I think you wish you could change in any situation.
Yeah.
Whereas would is kind of like if you would change something had you had extra information,
Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely.
or if you knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. And should, again, is more connected to advice, and would is more about actions that you did or didn't do, as Jadine said, based on information that you did or didn't have. I think that's a
Yeah.
nice distinction to make. Yeah. Okay. So I think we have a couple more minutes. So maybe just to finish, we will talk about this. So what
Okay.
are some possible noises that you could hear? Maybe using the modal perfects. We can get some more practice with these. Okay. So in a haunted house, please tell us in the comments, what could she have heard, or what couldn't she have heard? Or you can change the verb if you prefer.
Yeah, so what is it possible that Sally could hear in a haunted house, and what is impossible? I feel like it's impossible to hear ghosts. I feel like
Okay.
she could not have heard a ghost because I do not believe that ghosts are real. So it's unrealistic.
Yes. So Daniela said it could have been a creak door. So that's great. So creak is a EA, just a spelling comment, and to creak is the verb. So the adjective is creaking, a creaking door. Okay, or a creaky door even. You can say either of those.
I
Creaky
agree with creaky.
creaks. Okay, so I'll just write the spelling on the comments for you there. Okay, so both of these would work. Great.
Okay. What else can we hear? If we're thinking about animals, we're thinking about nature, we're thinking about the structure of a house.
Yes.
Do you have any ideas?
I don't. The PowerPoint has some verbs to help us. We won't do all of these because we're almost out of time.
Okay.
But maybe let's look at number 1. So this sounds, it might have been the sound of bones breaking.
Oh God. Horrible. Horrible. Horrible.
Horrible. Yeah. I hope it wasn't the sound of bones breaking. It seems unlikely to me.
Okay, so a creek. Let's see if this matches what Daniela has said. So a creek.
A creek.
Jesus.
I'm
gonna say no. I'm gonna say it could not have been a ghost walking on the old wooden floors. No, that is not correct.
Yes. I think it seems unlikely. I think the person who made this PowerPoint had a good imagination. Oh, they must have had good imagination.
For a howl, it must have been a wolf because only wolves howl.
Yes. There you go. That's great.
Ah!
Okay.
I'm a genius.
Yes. Okay. A bang we talked about before is a very loud, sudden noise. So this is saying it might be spirits trying to get in the door, which
wow.
again,
so all of your horror writing content, guys, for the quarantine, write us some horror stories.
Please do write us some horror stories. We'd like to hear them. Okay.
Well, finally, what's this?
Yeah, so a screech, we often talk about screech owls. So owls often screech. It's like a violent, high-pitched sound. Or maybe when someone is angry or wants to be dramatic, they can screech. If someone says, I can't believe you, for example. Yeah, very annoying.
It's a really annoying sound if someone's screeching. You think, please stop.
Yeah. So in this case, it's saying it could be nails scratching on the walls.
Well,
it is a very annoying sound. So
horrific.
Maybe. Well, I'm afraid we're out of time now, guys. But if you do have any final questions, write those in the comments for us, and you can always reach us again on other webinars.
And anyone, anyone who's been following the Instagrams will see that Mayez is starting some kind of writing club. I'm not entirely sure about it, but if any of you enjoy writing or want to improve your English writing skills, now you have some wonderful horror vocabulary. So you can start with the scary story. But yeah, you can keep looking at the Instagrams, following the Instagrams, and yeah, you can get involved with that if you want to.
Yeah, great point. Okay, well, I hope you have a lovely afternoon, guys, and we will sign out now. And thank you again for all your comments. It really helps us. Okay.
Yeah, it was great. Bye-bye.
Bye.